Hi and welcome. Today for America, I have for you Stephen Miller, who has set up AmericaFirstLegal.org, which I believe is set up to go against lawfare. But he has filed suit or trying to build a suit against critical race theory. Also, we have Florida and Tennessee, which have both passed some election bills. So here we start. America First Legal pursuing lawsuit against critical race theory. Now they're saying that critical race theory is an offshoot of Karl Marx and his critical theory. Now, President Trump in September of 2020 banned critical race theory from being taught in the schools. However, one of the first things that Joe Biden did when he got in office was to cancel that. You know, it's really funny that he, as the president, wants to cancel this when he is the most racist person I've ever heard of. But that's just my opinion. Anyone that wants to join this suit that they feel they're looking for plaintiffs who are willing to stand up and file a suit on critical race theory, he said during an interview. So the website again is AF Legal. That's AppleFrankLegal.org. If you have an opinion or want to check that out. Next, with good news on the election front, Florida passes new election bills with restrictions to vote by mail and also restrictions on drop boxes. So that is an improvement for the 2020 election, that we might not have the massive fraud that we had in 2020. And while I'm not covering it, my eyes are on Maricopa County. There's plenty of other people that are covering what's going on there and what it might mean. Next, Tennessee also passed some legislation regarding watermarks being placed on every mail-in ballot. Now that will be very helpful. I do agree with that. However, this bill is the second draft of it. What got left out of this was election officials using private funds for the elections. And I don't know, for some reason, why was that removed? It reminds me of Mark Zuckerberg's millions going into swing states with strings attached. And we know some other country that has plenty of strings attached when money is given. So the watermarks are awesome, and more states are passing bills that are going to help with election integrity. Some of them I don't think go far enough, like the one in Georgia, but we're making progress, and that is a good thing. So next up is our military, and we have for you the U.S. Navy using drones to track down and destroy a target, which I think is awesome. And also the U.S. is ramping up reconnaissance in Chinese quote, quote, claimed waters. So let's get started with that. I think I love this picture. You guys probably, if you when you watch the video, don't get to see the covers, but I've got this on the cover because I like the picture so much. So it was a test, of course, which was successful, and they had an unmanned integrated battle Problem 21, and they were able to launch it from the USS John Finn and strike a target more than 250 miles away. That gives us such neat capabilities. I am so excited by this. I tell you, we just get better and better. And not only was it more than 250 miles away, it was without using any active sensors. Now I would call that a big win for the good guys. Next up is U.S. ramping up reconnaissance in Chinese, again, quote, quote, claimed waters. Now, China is blaming this uptick on Joe Biden's speech. And I had to laugh at that because China claims that they had to ward off one of our ships in early April. Now, that has nothing to do with Joe Biden's speech. In my opinion, and you know that I love to give my opinion, so in my opinion, this saying that is to throw off the American people that Joe Biden's tough on China when we know that he is not. And I had to really laugh out loud. So, what it means, the warships are up 20% patrolling, and planes are up 40% patrolling. And all I can say is, hey, China, maybe it has nothing to do with Joe Biden, but it has to do with us monitoring to make sure that all is safe in the South China Seas. Just a thought, just a thought. All right, next up is international. On the international front, and I put this in international because it has international implications, and I definitely think that he's a security threat. It's Hunter Biden, and he still owns stake in a Chinese firm, which I will tell you about. And I did a little digging on it, and it makes me want to dig even further. I gotta stop doing that. You should see my notebook on digs I need to do. And also, India and Russia have come to a decision to become closer. So, here we go. President Biden's son, Hunter Biden, still owns stake in the Chinese firm, which, in my opinion, again, is an international story because it is a national security risk. Biden, before he was elected, was saying that this wasn't so. You know, it just wasn't so. And if it was so, then it wouldn't be that way after he was elected. So I would like to remind you that he said that. Also, when asked, Raggedy Ann Circleback Girl said, "I would like to remind you that he is a private citizen, and I would point you to him or his lawyers for any update." So Hunter invested $420,000 in Bohai Harvest RST. Now that name doesn't ring a good bell with me. Harvest, with the name Harvest in it. What are they harvesting in this investment firm? And he also sat on the board of directors of this investment firm. Hey, don't forget the cut for the big guy. So, like I said, I did a little bit digging on this Bohai Harvest, RST, and I found something very disturbing here. This firm that he is invested in a major Chinese surveillance firm. And apparently this app provides law enforcement with easy daily access to data detailing the religious activity, blood type, and even the amount of electricity used by ethnic minority Muslims living in the western province of, and I don't know how to pronounce those, Zhejiang? I can't remember. Now, blood type. We know that China is harvesting organs and selling them on the open market, and I guess I need to since they're broke. But I don't know. This certainly doesn't sit well with me. It really, really doesn't. Okay. Like I say, I've got this now in my notebook to dig deeper into. India and Russia have decided to establish a 2x2 ministerial dialogue between foreign and defense ministers. I can't speak. They also have that type of dialogue with the United States. But recently I read that the United States has been trying to discourage India from buying weapons from Russia. And maybe somebody in the military can explain to me why that would be. Why would the U.S. discourage India from buying arms from somebody so close to them? I mean, I know on a map it looks really, really close, and it's many miles away, but they're still in the region. So why would the U.S. be trying to discourage India from buying them? They're threatening sanctions against India. I don't understand. Maybe someone can tell me why that would be. Anyway, Russia is going to continue to supply advanced weaponry for use in the disputed Himalayan borders. One has to wonder if there's any place in that region that China doesn't claim that we have disputed borders. I don't know. They continue to try to take land and sea from the region. And I hate to keep harping on this, but the South China Sea threat is very real. China is not our friend, nor is the CCP a friend to anyone. I'll tell you again, they're in bad financial shape, and more nations in the area are moving away from anything to do with them. I didn't put this story in, but South Korea just announced they are canceling a village that was going to be built as a tourist place that was a Chinatown in Korea, and the Korean people were up in arms, and like 650,000 South Koreans signed a petition, and so the leader of South Korea, Moon, I believe his name is, had to cancel it. And of course, the company that was going to build it, which I also did a dig on today, and I can find no ties to China. However, there's an electric thing in there that I need to look into. But of course, they're not happy with the Chinatown project being canceled. Now, in the description box, I'm going to put this article in. I think it's really cool. It tells a little bit about China and India and the differences in their military forces and military capabilities. I think that's really nicely done. Nicely done. It's funny what drew me to this. The beginning of the article, in the caption, it said something about Q, and I didn't find anything about Q in here. So this tells a little bit about the Himalayan. But you get down to here, and if you go over this a little bit, it changes. It shows you there's the Western Command and there's the Northern Command, and what India has and what China has. These are the nuclear forces. Let's see. I'm not good with latitude and longitude, but I think it's good looking. It also shows, this is the ground forces, and then it shows the roads in one of these. There it is. So over in this area, China doesn't have any roads, or very few, compared to India, and besides the fact that their troops know the Himalayas very well. So anyway, I'm going to put this in the description box because I think maybe some people would like to look over it. Maybe not. If you never click on it, that's okay too. Okay, this is all I've got for you today. I appreciate you listening. And as usual, I'll tell you, please do a Rumble or whatever platform you're on. Give it a like or whatever it is you do. And subscribe. And I will talk to you again very, very soon. Thanks for listening.